Hi, everybody. How you doing? What a great presentation, Dina. Thank you so much for sharing with us. I'm really honored to be here today. I think your story is so inspiring, and there are so many stories similar to yours about how the fund has helped you and helped your family. And I'm really pleased that Walmart has had a very long history with the Single Parent Scholarship Fund. Really, since its inception, the Walton family has always been very, very supportive. Starting with Helen Walton at the beginning. In fact, I was at an event last week, and Jim and Lynn, who couldn't be here, and Lynn was bragging on the organization and all the good work that's being done, and wish she could be here. So you have our support for a long term and over the long run. The fund has made a real impact in local communities, and you heard about how much the fund has given out in scholarships over the last several decades. It's absolutely incredible that that kind of work is being done not only here in Northwest Arkansas, but now across the state. One of the things that's really interesting to me was the statistic that within 6 months of graduation, 85% of the grads are working and giving back. And that's really incredible. So it's not just a handout; it's a hand up, and you should be proud of that as an organization. And many of you here today helped make that happen, and I'm glad to be able to share just a bit of time with you. Community and family support is so very vital to single parents. And there are a lot of stories, and Dina, yours is one that I will carry with me for a long time. I'm going to tell you one about a single parent I know. A young woman who was top of her class in high school, and like so many, got married probably a little bit too early, and had kids probably a little bit too early, started college and really couldn't finish, and still one of the brightest people around. Circumstances changed, as they sometimes so often do, and she found herself with 4 young kids, single, raising them. Without that college degree and not having worked similar to your story, she took jobs as a bank teller, a waitress, anything and everything that she could do because, like your story, Dina, her kids were the most important things to her. Somehow, working hard, struggling, always with a smile on her face, she put 4 kids through college. The oldest decided to go to an Ivy League school, so imagine the pressure that puts on. But all 4 graduated. 2 of them ended up with master's degrees, and one of them is the CEO of Walmart US. I know how hard it is to be a single parent because I saw it from my mother's perspective so many years ago. I saw how hard she worked, and I saw what she gave up in her life so that we could be successful in ours. And the impact that she had on us today is something I think that we carry with us. The hard work, the dedication, her fierce love and defense of her family. I think it inspires, I know it inspires me every day, and I think that it's something that has really been a big part of who I am and how I personally got shaped. So this afternoon, and this is, Dina and I did not share notes. I want to share 3 lessons from my mom. And the first is the importance of education. Like I said, she was probably one of the smartest people I'd ever met, but things didn't work out for her. And I think one of the things she always regretted was never finishing college. And her inability to do that because of having to raise us was one of the things that motivated me and my brothers and sisters to finish school. And it's one of those things that I think continues to motivate us today. It reinforces the importance of education. Education is the way forward. It is so important for us as children, but certainly it would have helped her in her struggle. And you heard I went to the University of Connecticut. We did win 2 national championships in 24 hours back in March, just for the record. Just saying. But I wouldn't be anywhere, frankly, without my time at school. You thought for a minute I might have been that Ivy League kid, right? It was my older brother. He's a really smart nerd, just for the record. The second thing, and this is something I try to preach to my kids today and really to anybody who will listen. My mom told us average isn't good enough. She said, you can do whatever you decide you want to do. If you want to walk through that wall, you can walk through the wall. And we'd look at her like she was out of her mind. But she was right. There was always a way to figure it out. And what she meant was don't settle for anything less than your full potential. And we talk about this. I have two boys today. One of them's a junior at Baylor University, and the other's just about to finish his freshman year in high school. And we have those conversations all the time. We'll give you an example. Not too long ago, my 15-year-old was taking his driver's permit test, right? And he was studying for taking this permit test, and I kept saying, you need to study some more. And he said, well, I only need to get 20 out of 25 right. I'm thinking to myself, yeah, right? You think I'm going to let you drive? He said, well, if I pass the test, I can drive. I said, 20 out of 25 is pretty good. I said, yeah, 20 out of 25 is pretty good, unless you miss that railroad crossing sign and you get squished. And then 20 out of 25 isn't good at all. If you can do better, you should do better. If you can focus, you should focus. My older son, after his first semester, and a lot of kids have this problem, he came back and his grades were okay. I mean, he ended up, he's in engineering. He said, I'm in engineering, it's hard. And I said, I know it's hard, but you know, if you're just an average engineer, do you think anybody's going to want to hire you? The bridge stands up most of the time, son, and it'll be okay. You don't have to worry about that. It's pretty good. Right? Or, you know, I talked to him about, you know, average doesn't deliver what you want in life. It doesn't deliver you success. It doesn't deliver you fulfillment. It doesn't live up to your potential. And above all, frankly, it doesn't pay tribute to the gifts that you've been given. And so choose to be average or choose to be exceptional, but know the consequences. I think you can be exceptional. And today he's a junior. So he's survived his freshman year, and hopefully he'll build a bridge that, he's a software engineer, but maybe I don't know what that is, so it's kind of complicated. I just used a bridge example. Finally for me, and this is always something that we took away from our mom, despite how hard she worked every day, because there wasn't a lot going on in the 70s. There wasn't a single parent scholarship fund. You know, it was kind of, she got some help from friends and her brother and some family members. And she worked sometimes 2 jobs, 3 jobs at a time in order to help us get by. But she was always, on her spare time, what little there was, giving back to the community. She was always involved in something, helping somebody. And you would think, and as kids, we would kind of roll our eyes and go, where are you going, Mom? I'm going to go volunteer to do, and we're like, can you not just sit on the sofa for a little while? And I guess the answer is no, because while there are people that are in need, you can't. And she instilled in us this importance of giving back, and why that life is so much richer when you're living for a purpose and not just living. And I found that purpose personally several times in my life. The first you heard when I was in the Navy, and I oftentimes people will come up to me and say, thank you for serving. And my response, frankly, is thank you for allowing me to serve, because I've never felt as good about myself as those days when I was in the uniform, because it is a purpose. I also found that I had a privilege of working for Governor Jeb Bush in Florida, who's a great person, and I found that again at Walmart, because at Walmart we operate with a sense of purpose, give back to our communities, and helping others, frankly, is a large part why I came to Walmart. We have this mission, and you hear it in the advertising. We save people money so they can live better, and we really live that. It's been Mr. Sam's purpose since day one. And we're focused on that. We make a difference in the lives of the customers and the lives of the communities that we serve. And I think about it like this. I told our store managers not too long ago, if you do your job well, people will save money. And when they save money, they can go spend it on things that they need, like a vacation for their family or shoes for their kids or maybe tuition at NWAC. So when we do our jobs well, people live better. I was really pleased to work on that $4 prescription. If you can save people on medicine, that's probably one of the only things that you could actually point to in the last 10 years has actually lowered the cost of health care and not raised it. So finally, I want to end with a letter, because we're making a difference for our customers. And this again is from Jennifer, who's a single mother of 4. She wrote, I struggle each month to make ends meet. My life would be much more difficult if I couldn't do price matching at Walmart for my groceries each month. And I need some prescription medications for myself and my family, and I wouldn't be able to survive without your $4 or $10 prescriptions. Life in today's world, she wrote, is difficult at best, but with stores like Walmart, it makes hard things a little easier to swallow. Thank you again for the wonderful things you do and for making our lives a little less difficult. You know, that letter motivates me because there are places in the world where you could work that would pay you more than Walmart, and there are places that clearly have better offices than we do at the home office. But I'll tell you, there aren't places where you can make a bigger impact on your community than at Walmart. And that's what motivates me to get up every morning, and that's why I'm so very pleased to come and share a bit of time with you today. Because being a single parent, as we've heard a couple stories today, is so very, very difficult. But whatever we can do to ease the burden is worth it. That's what you do here at the Single Parent Scholarship Fund. And I wish there had been one in Hartford, Connecticut when my mom was raising us, because she passed away several years ago and never really did get that degree. But as I was talking to my sister at the funeral, we said actually she got 6 of them, 4 bachelors and 2 masters through her kids. So we all sort of gave her those. But the program you run here, and you heard the detail of it, it doesn't just give an opportunity. It helps these people change their lives by providing them, childcare and gas money and tuition and school supplies, and sets them up with the opportunity to change their lives. You're the hand that's reaching out just as they need it, and the light at the end of the tunnel that they need. The coach who says, you can do it. Everybody needs that, but single parents particularly need that. They need you. You're doing great work. All of us need to do our part to help support them, because I saw it firsthand. They're heroes. I wouldn't be where I am today if it wasn't for my mom. Thanks for what you're doing, and it's my great privilege to be with you here today.